Ebro Lauren Rosenberg, Nigel Sylvester on the program. Give it up.
Yes, the Nigel Sylvester.
If you don't know, you should know. It's one of the more famous celebrity. You're like a celebrity BMX rider.
How do you define that?
I just by the fact that you're well known. You ride BMX.
Right.
You have big brands like Mercedes-Benz and Nike and all of the cool stuff going on.
Shout out to the partners.
You make awesome videos.
Thank you.
So you're a celebrity BMX rider.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that description actually works.
He's actually walking in major fashion shows too. Don't forget that.
You're a BMX fashionista.
Don't forget that.
Listen, it's fashion week. We got to get the fashions on. You know what I mean? Get them fits off.
You got that brand Go. You've had for how long?
Yes, sir. For almost 10 years now.
See?
Yeah.
I can never find a T-shirt.
I mean, like, they sell out pretty quickly.
So you're a celebrity BMX. Now you're a celebrity BMX streetwear fashion
guy.
Look
at the hyphens in between.
You're a multi-hyphen.
That part. That part.
Take us on a quick version of the Nigel Sylvester journey from bikes to all the other things.
I don't know if there's a quick version of it.
All right, well, you got 20 minutes.
How long has it been?
Man, I've been riding BMX bikes professionally for 18 years now.
18 years.
I've been doing it for a long time.
And were you ever like in competition BMX? Like, it's in the Olympics. Were you ever on that path, or was it always just kind of like, I know some skateboarders, it's like you get sponsored, you do shoots, you do videos, you do
Right. It was the latter for me.
Exhibitions, I guess, and things like that.
It was definitely the latter for me. And I turned pro when I was 18, and I turned pro by the way of Dave Mirra, who is legendary BMX athlete, RIP. And riding contests and things of that nature wasn't part of my program. And people always ask me, like, they always say, he doesn't ride competitions, why? And I'm like, man, at this point in the game, it should be like, how did you even get to this point not doing that? Right. You know what I mean? And that was something that was very important to me, was to break the mold. Right? Like, show the world that you can go about achieving success in the world of BMX in an unconventional format.
Because prior to you, the only path would have been competing and winning prize money and maybe getting a sponsorship from a bike company or bike adjacent company?
Yeah, like that was I would say the most popular path, and that was the path that like most people would say would be to achieve the most success. You know what I mean? But we completely broken that mold. Right?
How did you find your own path if it wasn't there prior?
Using the internet. You know what I mean? Like, it just so happens that when I turned pro, like shortly after that, like YouTube was already a thing, MySpace, Facebook was a thing, but then shortly after me turning pro, like Instagram became a thing, right? And I was always really focused on creating content and adopting Instagram and using that platform to promote my content, Twitter and things of that nature. That really helped catapult me to the forefront, and also helped me galvanize a global audience.
Wow.
So the business is or your business has been, I'm dope at a thing. I'm going to film me being dope at said thing. Mm-hmm. Sponsors are going to want me to wear or pay me to wear or take me to places to create content around me doing what I do greatly. Mm-hmm. That was kind of the impetus of the whole business, right? Am I understanding right?
Yep, for the most part. And then it evolved from there. You know what I mean? Creating merchandise, creating products with different brands, doing appearances, things of that nature. But that was, in the beginning, that was the bulk of the business.
Was there a person or someone that showed you how to build your business?
I just took notes, honestly. You know what I mean? Like in the world of BMX, it was certain like rules of thumbs, right? As far as like getting sponsorships or getting attention from brands. But what I did involving like the internet and the way I did, a lot of it was just trial by fire. You know what I mean? I figured a lot of it out just like being outside in the streets and having certain conversations with certain people, but it wasn't a true like blueprint to follow. Like I've developed that over the years. You know, and now you see a lot of kids coming up, like, following that same blueprint. You know what I mean? Like, incorporating other things into, like, their BMX riding into their career. So it's beyond just bike riding. It's beyond just tricks at this point, right? It's art, it's fashion, it's music, it's travel, it's business, it's all these other things that I think that's what goes into the modern-day athlete.
So it was really kids like me that really fathered your whole style.
Wait, what?
So, like, before you had pegs on the bike, you know what I'm saying? We used to just stand on the boats. You know what I'm saying? Before you had a front brake, You know what I'm saying? When Redline had the free wheel and all that back in the day, you used to put your toe in the front wheel to do your endo and practice your endo off the cyclone fence. So we really, cats I was riding in like 84,
Right.
was really the movie Rad. You remember Rad?
Right. Remember Rad?
Rad, that was...
Wait, were you in the movie Rad?
Nah, I went. And me
Not
and my
at all.
brother went.
You
to
saw the
matinee.
movie.
You went.
We
You
paid
saw a
$4.
matinee. Because
That's how Nigel Sylvester got here.
Yo,
you
so
paid
he-
$4 for it, though.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Yo, so he seen the matinee and then fathered the whole.
The whole
That's
thing.
crazy.
And when we used to do the jump and cross up, like I remember when you could just do a cross up. That was it.
But you would do
But
that
who
where?
did it?
Yeah.
In the parking lot, across the street from where the building where we lived.
Who else was there? Just you and your
Me
brother?
and my brother. We was all there.
Did you
We
film
was
it?
all there.
We didn't have cameras
Oh,
back
okay.
then.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
Got it.
We didn't have cameras. Shawty, you remember? You remember? Yo, remember?
You was there too?
Yeah, I mean,
A different version.
You fathered him. Yo, ain't no Nigel Sylvester without us.
Yo, that's
outside,
crazy.
he was outside.
Yeah.
It
That's
ain't no Nigel
crazy.
Sylvester. I
Yo.
used to ride the
Oh,
bike with no
God.
seat, bro.
No
It
seat.
Didn't have no seat.
That sounds dangerous.
That's just,
For a
that
lot of
really
reasons.
sounds dangerous. Yeah. I don't like
For sure, but if you can find a bike, I had a mongoose. It got stolen at the bowling alley.
You have a Diamondback?
I say,
Yeah.
I did. I had a Skyway. I had a mongoose. I had a Diamondback, and I had Redline.
Wow, you were rich. You sound rich.
Right,
out
it
here.
sounds
Now I
real
used to
rich.
save up my little money.
That's right.
Bikes were expensive back then.
No.
You were saving up a lot of money.
No, it was only like 3. I think my mongoose. It wasn't. Listen, it weighed a lot. It wasn't the light one. I got. Listen, I had the what was the rims called that when they bent up, you could put them back in the freezer and they would true up again.
What wheels are those, Life?
They were these white mags that you had back then.
It was the max.
You remember?
There was a white
Yo,
man.
the coastline is crazy.
Bro,
Yo, you do remember?
Yo, this coastline
He's
is
not
crazy.
lying. I don't know if he did it, but he's not lying
But
about.
this is still the equivalent of me talking to like an MC of today and being like, "I fathered your style." Why?
Right.
Because I liked hip hop back
Right.
then.
Right.
It sounds
right, but I
crazy.
won't
You saw
co-sign
Crush
it.
Groove?
Right. I saw Juice. DJ should thank me.
That's right.
Right. The whole gang
You
should
paid
thank
your
you.
The whole
$4.
gang.
Got it.
That's why
God.
in the comments I said, listen, I might have to cancel this interview if I don't get a bike and some shoes.
Wait, a
A
bike?
bike and some shoes.
Yo, the Jordan bike?
It just
Listen,
went up.
that was a very limited item.
AKA
But I
Ain't
You
no
got
Jordan
shoes.
bike if I didn't go see Rad. That's all I'm saying.
And how limited was the Jordan bike though? How limited was that?
We only made 17 bikes.
17 bikes.
17 bikes, man. I think people were going crazy for them. My phone was going crazy. Insane.
So Ebro, I know what to do.
What's that?
We just roll up. We'll pick a mark. I know I got multiple people we can pick.
Stealing bikes.
We want to roll up on Victor Cruz.
He's not
shout out
using
to
his
Victor.
bike. We'll go in his garage.
Hold on. What about? Can I say Greg Una ain't getting on his bike? No, we'll roll up on Greg. We'll roll up on Cruz.
And we'll take the bike.
We'll take one.
You
Yo,
taking bikes?
Come and get the bike.
Wow. Wow. Now you got to turn to bike thieves?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
all here.
crazy,
No, but
bro.
how crazy was the whole Nike Jordan thing? That must have been like a dream realized.
Oh man, it was incredible. It was incredible, and like I think about it often now that like the shoes out in the world. I think about the beginning of that journey, right? So I signed to Nike as a kid, and it was an incredible experience.
And what was your original deal with Nike as a kid? Just like they were just a
Yeah,
sponsor?
they sponsored me. It was my second sponsor.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so after signing to Miracle Bikes at 18, I signed to Nike a few months after.
Wow.
So I came into the game, better yet, feeling like the #1 draft pick, right? Like I had like the two biggest brands, you know what I mean?
They were sending you clothes, sending you
Yo,
sneakers.
clothes,
You were
sneakers. Yo, listen, like there'll be like 7-8 boxes.
That's all you
like
needed.
huge boxes like coming to my crib. My mom was like, what's going on here? Like,
And this is before, how far back we going? It's like 15 years ago?
This is 18 years ago.
So
bro.
this is before like influencer lists
Oh, way
being out
before
there
that.
like
Way
that where
before.
people were getting boxes
is
and like
way before.
this is you were like you're getting boxes from
Yeah.
Nike. What are you,
I know.
Sports Authority?
Right,
Like how are you
it's
getting boxes
crazy.
of Nike?
And it's like sneakers, it's shoes, it's hats, it's all types of things.
Crazy.
Right? Like I couldn't even wear all that stuff. But it was an amazing journey there. And then in 2021, I signed to Jordan Brand. And the first thing we did was a shoe called the Airship. And the Airship was the first shoe MJ wore when he came into the league. This is before the Jordan 1.
Oh.
Yeah,
all right.
he wore that shoe. I think it was like half a season he wore that shoe for. So it had like this origin energy behind it. And we did a friends and family Air Jordan Airship. And on the back of the Airship, it says Nike Air. So that was the first opportunity we had to swap that to Bike Air.
That's the blue and white, the baby blue and white one.
Baby blue and
Tough.
white ones,
That
which
shit's
went
tough.
crazy, right? It was just a friends and family shoe. We didn't make a bunch of them at all, and the world went crazy for it. Brands seen it. It was like, okay, we got something here.
The one, so the Jordan 1 you dropped before that had like that's like the off-white.
Scuffing, right.
With the scuffing on
Right.
it. That wasn't, you weren't signed to,
I wasn't signed to Jordan brand yet.
yeah, God, okay.
That was a few years prior.
I keep buying those.
Those is crazy.
Nigel, walk us through Grandma's driveway.
Of course. So when we sat down to design the AJ4RM, which is the most recent one that came out with the Bike Air branding, I wanted to, again, like bring people back to the beginning, right? For people who didn't know who Nigel Sylvester was, this is where it started.
Right.
And people who do know, let me reintroduce you to, this is where I fell in love with bike riding. So went back to my actual grandma's driveway where I
But
fell
that's
in love
not
with
his
bike
actual
riding.
grandmother. It's an actor.
It's an actor.
Well, hold on. In the commercial you're talking about, no, that's not my actual
Right,
grandma.
I'm just so people know.
Right,
But that
'cause-
is grandma's driveway.
That is grandma's driveway. That's
Yeah.
the exact driveway I fell in love with bike riding, right? And people thought that was my actual grandma. But I'm like, nah. So for the commercial piece that we shot to tell the story, we collaborated with Jo Marie Payton. And for those of you who don't know who Jo Marie Payton is, incredible actress. She starred in Family Matters and in Proud Family. You know what I mean? So just iconic. And the way that we met was just through our teams connecting around the project, and we actually developed a friendship. So when we asked her to do the piece and I explained to her what I wanted to do and gave her background on my story, she was like, no problem, I'm coming. So like, at first I was like, this is crazy, right? This is Harriet Winslow, you know what I mean? Like I grew up watching you like my entire life, like know where you're gonna come and like now like tell my story. So I wasn't completely sold that she was gonna be there until she showed up. And when she showed up, I was like, okay, we got her here. It's gonna be incredible. And we shot the piece at my grandma's house. We put it out and it was incredible. You know what I mean? And like that.
And
piece
where is your grandma's house?
in Queens?
Whereabouts?
Big Queens. I'm not giving you direct like.
Well, I mean, you don't claim a neighbor.
Oh,
an area?
Laurelton.
Okay, Laurelton.
Queens,
LA.
man. Right, that part. LA. Where you from?
Queens.
What part of Queens?
Hollis.
Oh, you right there. You know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes,
So yeah, like, that was an incredible moment, right? To go back to the driveway that I fell in love with bike riding with, tell this story, and then release this shoe that it meant so much to me. This is the first shoe that had the Bike Air brand that people were able to buy.
Right.
And then we had like an incredible rollout. The summer has been like one of the best summers I could remember. You know?
Hey, the shoe is fire, great colorway.
But also-
hard to get. Nobody's hitting me back. Nobody has answers.
Oh,
I haven't
God,
got my
oh,
shoes.
God.
Hold on. So
Oh,
I got shoes here
Crazy.
today.
Yo, Reggie.
The
was
violin.
good, Reg.
Wait.
Yo,
Thank
Reg,
you.
I thought we was
Thank
good,
you,
Reg.
Reggie. Thank
You
you.
know what I mean? Rosenberg.
Oh, yo,
Hold
guys,
up.
you can stay.
Right.
Yo, the interview can actually
Right.
go out now.
Yo,
Oh
we
my
got
God,
we got
look.
shoes.
we're
we got
lit.
books.
We got a book too.
Oh,
Right, this is a
Look,
book that
shoot
we did a
this.
couple years back. That I brought you guys copies. I'm
Oh, you got
pretty
the
sure you guys
bike-
didn't have copies.
and you're wearing the Virgils on the
Come
cover
on,
card.
Love it.
in Paris, like it's
Wait,
a
hold
whole
on. You
movie.
got the Bike Air on the box.
on the
Yeah,
box.
Clean.
Very very fire.
Oh,
So
thank you,
fire.
man.
Very very fire.
These are so dope.
Nah, thank you.
I
so
didn't
much.
want to be the guy in your comments, so I
he was.
resisted. I was like, you know what?
I'm that guy.
No,
Right,
you're
now,
happy
you were
to be that
definitely
guy.
in the
I made
comments.
a threat in the comment.
Oh, it came with the little sticker
Right,
pack.
the sticker packs. You know, back in the day, you buy a sticker pack from the bike shop, put the stickers on your
So
bike. So we
cute.
decided to
I
do a
love
sticker
it.
pack.
So
Oh,
in the
that's
box.
dope, bro. So,
You guys are welcome.
yo, that's so cool that you got to play into all these parts of your childhood, man. With a brand like Jordan is pretty
Insane.
crazy.
Yo,
It
and
was
I'm so
insane.
happy
Surreal.
that the struggles of my 9-year-old self.
Yo,
Right.
Ebro.
Right.
Yo, by the way, Ebro, congratulations, man.
Right, congrats, Ebro.
Yo, congrats,
deal.
bro.
It's a
No,
big
it's
deal.
a big. And by the way,
deal.
get your brother on Zoom, man. He
Right.
deserves a moment too. The two of you guys really deserve. Yo, Marius, you guys did it, man.
We did it, man.
We did it. It's crazy.
No, we did it. We did it, guys. We did it.
We're proud of you,
shit.
Nigel. Seriously.
you so
Nigel,
much.
man.
Thank you.
And for the
Yes.
audience, the reason we talking crazy is because we've known Nigel for a long time.
Right.
Out and about around the city, and it's been an honor to support you and just watch how you move. And I think, and I know you went through this as a kid too, because you're outside riding bikes and people are like, yo, why you riding bikes, right? Like,
Of course.
Or calling you a white boy because
Of
you're doing
course.
a white boy sport
Right.
and all of that stuff. So, but talk about, I'd love to hear those stories too, because you fell in love with something and you didn't care what people had to say to you.
At all. I was stubborn. I was determined, and that's the thing about it, right? Like when you're chasing a dream, when something matters to you that much, you can't allow outsiders or people who don't understand the vision to deter you from that. You know what I mean? So even being a kid riding around Jamaica, Queens at whatever, 11, 12, 13
Yeah.
years old, and I knew the bike was a place, it was like a safe haven, right?
Yeah.
Whenever things got kind of weird or in the crib or whenever I needed an outlet, the bike was there, right? It brought me joy, and it still does. Like, I went riding yesterday, and like the moment I touched my handlebars and put my feet on the pedals, like I was instantly happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you
So,
found community too.
I found community. I found a place to express myself because
Yeah.
it's an art form as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, like coming up in Jamaica, Queens, predominantly black neighborhood, me riding bikes on a level that I was riding, people didn't understand it. You know what I mean? And at this point in my life, I get why they didn't, right? Because we didn't really have access to it. We didn't have skate parks. It wasn't many programs on TV. It wasn't like it was in mainstream media. So I understand why there was a misconception around it. But again, like I didn't let that deter me. I was stubborn and I had a dream that I wanted to execute, and it felt real to me. And I was like, I want to make sure I give my all to accomplish this.
I love that.
And
I think
it turned
also-
into everything it is now.
Nigel, besides like the fashion shows and the big campaigns, you also do a lot of amazing stuff with your foundation.
Of course, Nigel Sylvester Foundation.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Of course. So the foundation launched in 2021, right? It was a few months prior to me signing to Jordan Brand. And I was inspired to give back to my community and communities around the world through bicycle riding, right? The bike has given me so much, right? Like, we're sitting here with a book that's in collaboration
Rizzoli, too.
with Rizzoli, right? One of the best book publishers in the world.
The book's
Shoes
dope,
with Jordan
too.
Brand, you know what I mean? Walking in fashion shows, I'm building businesses, I'm living out my childhood dreams. So I understand how powerful the bicycle is. And I was like, man, like I want to share that with kids around the world. You know what I mean? Starting here in New York and branching out. So we started the foundation with that purpose, and it's been going like really well so far. We've given hundreds of bikes out around the world. We actually launched a hyper ice recovery room in Benjamin Cardozo, which is the high school I went to.
Wow.
Which was incredible. You know what
So
I mean? They
dope.
have over 60 sport teams in that high school, and it didn't have any recovery programs.
Wow.
So I
Gotta
thought
get
it was
your
very
Norma
important.
Tech on, you know what
right,
I'm saying?
Norma Tech, you know what I mean? The little compression guns, you know what I mean? Like the hypervolts and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like through the foundation, I've been able to connect with communities in a very meaningful way and give back in a way where we're giving the gift of motion. You know what I mean? And that feels amazing to me. That's important. You know what I mean? So we grinding. You know
And
what I mean?
this book, it's like documenting your journey.
It is, man.
You know, like I feel like I'm like seeing your life over the
Seeing the
last 10
evolution,
years.
right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. With
Yeah.
beautiful photos as well.
No,
but also
thank
you
you.
going around the world, taking steps, meeting different people.
Right.
It's kind of all being told through this book.
No, it's insane, man. So this book is it documented like the first 7 episodes of the Go series, which started in 2015. And it starts in New York and it takes us around the world to Vegas. We have one more episode of the Go series that we need to do. There'll probably be a book on that episode by itself, but there's a lot of familiar faces in there.
Yeah, a lot. There's Corday.
Corday right there.
One of-
That's
one of
Harrison,
the
the
things-
photographer that shot most of the photos.
I'd love to
Khaled.
understand how much the backdrop of being raised in New York City helped the content you made and the type of writer you became.
Right.
Did that help at all? Because it does feel like, you know, for kids that get to grow up in New York City, and there's a lot of troubles and trials, and it's very hard, right? But you know, whether you're coming from the art community or the skate community or even the music community, there's so much to shape you. Did New York contribute to some of your greatness in that way, being in and around New York City?
It did. It did tremendously, man. Like, can you think about it, right? Like, if I go out and ride my bike and I start in Queens and I ride to, let's say, the Bronx, right? Which I used to do when I was a kid. The things you will encounter throughout that bike ride, you know what I mean? The people you would meet, things you would hear, music you would hear, you know what I mean? The food you can potentially eat, things you would smell, like all those things, like just when you're sitting in a park, right? And how you're interacting, right? And when you think about how I ride, I'm a street rider. So I'm going out and I'm repurposing the natural environment. So I'm in all these little nooks and crannies of different hoods. So all that is just like this melting pot that happens on just one bike ride. I'm doing this every day for years and years and years on end. So all these influences, I was able to like take what I wanted and leave what I don't want, and then put that into my bike ride and put that into my content, put that into my storytelling, right? So I feel like New York City has helped raise me and shape the man and athlete I am today so much. Forever grateful for this city.
It
You know what I
is.
mean? And it still does, right? The city's forever changing.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
And like as it changes, the influences and the things you see changes. We was talking earlier about whatever moved to LA, like love LA, but it's just something about New York, like the pace that New York moves at is the pace I'm moving at currently. And I think it's like a perfect collaboration.
It is Nigel Sylvester. Go look for the kicks.
Right.
If you can find them.
find them.
Find
Right.
them.
You can find the book though.
You can find the book. It's on Amazon.
And if you got a young, like, bike ride lover in your family, or even skate, or any of those kind of worlds, I think, your journey is something that's inspirational for kids if they could really get a chance to understand actually how you went about doing it and the time it took. You're talking 18
Right,
years.
man. Talking about 18 years just being professional.
Right.
Right. There was a whole
Of course.
process prior to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel it's like any sport, anything you want to accomplish, right? Like you can look at what I've done and be like, man, okay, like there was a grind to it, there was a hustle to it, like there was a finesse to it. It wasn't just like I woke up one day, I was like, I want to ride bikes, and like it just happened overnight. Like,
Right.
nah, it was a process, and you guys have seen that, right? I've known you guys for years, over 10 years now. You know what I mean? And we're still working at it every single day.
Nigel
Congrats, man.
Sylvester, give it up one
Thank you
time.
so
Thank you,
much.
bro.